voice, sounds, visual,
Are you listening to us?
images,
You're
video.
live?
Hey everyone, welcome to a new Meet the Artist, but this time not so artsy because we have a dev here with us. My name is Joaquín from the Collider Craftworks community team. You know me, and I have Joaquín here
Hey
also.
everyone, what's up?
It's Joaquín,
Joaquín the Joaquín.
the CM, and Joaquín, the programmer.
Yeah, but no one actually calls me Joaquín.
No, you're Bodo.
My name is Bodo.
Bodo.
That's it.
That's your
My parents
name.
call me Bodo.
Okay, your dad.
My dad is a Bodo.
Okay,
He calls me
a
Bodo.
Bodo.
So it's
So
more.
Bodo 1 and Bodo Junior.
No, I'm Bodo.
I'm
He's
Bodo.
not Bodo.
Okay.
He's also Borovich, but not.
Teddy's
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah, you know who I am, right?
You know him from Teddy's voice, and actually I'm well.
Teddy, dude.
Sometimes I'm Teddy's voice.
Yeah, I'm Teddy's voice.
Dude, your pitch, it's perfect for being Teddy.
Yeah, we can talk about my voice later on the conversation because
Okay.
it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
We can talk about me.
It's interesting to talk
Yeah,
about you.
I'm Teddy's voice. I'm now in the front of the camera. I was in the back doing some funny stuff, but I'm not a voiceover actor. I'm a
Okay.
programmer. But I like.
You used to be an actor though.
I used to be an actor. My first job ever, like, to win money was act on a TV ad.
How old were you?
I was 13.
13?
Yes.
So you're earning money since you were 13.
13. Yeah. I studied acting like 8 or 9 years.
So
I
how does?
stopped when I was 18. I stopped.
Oh, okay. But a lot of time.
Yeah.
So you can call yourself an actor.
No, I'm not an actor.
Ah, come on.
Not now.
Teddy's voice actor actually.
And well, I was 13. I did an ad for an anti-bullying campaign.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the channel.
No, it's okay.
So people don't
They don't pay us to say that name.
discover the video.
Okay.
I was so little.
But you were so little, so you
yeah.
probably don't look like, or yeah.
No, I don't.
If I
hope-
see it, I could say that's Bodo.
no.
Ah, okay.
You want?
Okay.
It's
I think I've seen it. You showed me.
yeah. Maybe you've seen it. Yeah.
Okay, so you started basically your working career when you were 13 years old as
Yes.
an actor. You studied acting until you were 18. You told everyone here from the community of Collider Craftworks that you actually are a programmer. So tell me a little bit more about how an actor and how someone like you becomes a programmer.
From actor to programmer.
The
Actually,
story.
The story of Bodo. Bodo, the film.
Bodo.
Yeah. Well, 1 year back,
Yeah.
when I was 12,
Yeah.
I Googled programs to make programs.
Okay,
So,
that's interesting.
I was 12 and I Googled programs to make programs. And since I was a little baby, I used a computer. So
How old are you, Bodo?
I'm
No.
22 years.
22 at the moment.
So 10 years back, I Googled programs to make programs.
Yep.
And I discovered some tutorials, some programming tutorials, and started copying like the text. I copied that text, but I didn't understood what that did at the time. But then, like 2 or 3 years later, I started like developing the mindset. Like,
Okay,
I
so you started
I read the
understanding
code
programming.
and said like,
Mm.
dude, I can do this sort of stuff, and I started creating my own code. So when I was 12, I started that path.
Yeah.
And I knew I didn't want to become an actor. I always want to be a programmer. And when I turned 18, the day I got 18, on Monday, I got my first job as a
As a
programmer.
programmer. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And I've been
You finished high
working
school and you went to study
Yeah.
programming at the
Automatica.
university? Okay.
Yeah.
And you started working at the same time?
At the same day. The
Oh,
same day I
fuck.
started university and working as
Okay.
a programmer. I started studying computer science.
Computer science, yeah.
Yeah.
And which one was your first job as a programmer? Do you remember what you were doing at the time?
I work in a company that made software for medical and insurance companies.
Oh, okay, insurance company.
That
So
kind of,
basically the software for the whole user management.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
That.
Okay,
Yeah, I did that.
because I actually
In C Sharp.
people in C Sharp.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, people here know that I used to be a programmer, and my thesis for my career for programming, I studied video game development directly, not computer science. It was for medical software, but actually for simulating operations like surgery with
VR and
with VR. Yeah.
wow, like
To-
that game when you have to touch the.
Do you remember
borders.
Operando?
Operando. Sure.
I don't know how to call it
I
in
don't-
English, but it's the game that
you
you
know
need
what,
to
it,
remove
what game
the,
is.
yeah.
People in the audience knows.
And actually, when you touch, it was using VR and some like mechanical arms that gave haptic feedback to everything you did. So
Wow.
if you touch something, you would need to pinch, and you actually felt the force of pinching with those arms. It was super cool. But
Sounds
when you
kind of disgusting.
it's really good. And when you touch some walls or something inside the body that you were making surgery on, it actually like bust, like zzz, like the operando.
Wow.
So it was super cool.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
it's super
It's
funny.
fun.
So yeah, medical software.
But you make me realize that my thesis for high school.
Yeah,
Um,
you had a thesis.
Yes, because I
Una
went to-
tesina, right?
I went to a high school that, with an orientation in Argentina, you have orientations
Yeah.
in some high schools. So I went to like a computer science orientation,
Mhm.
and I had to make like a final project.
Okay,
It's a
it's a thesis. Yeah, yeah.
And I remember doing a platform for castings.
Okay.
So for audiences. So you have an app, an Android app, and look for castings and whatever. That it didn't actually work very well, and you made me realize that because you relate the acting and programming and whatever. So that's why I remember.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. It's great that not only great, but you can see the passion behind someone who really wants to be a programmer when they start like thinking about ways to make their life easier. You know, with things that they do.
Wait.
With programs they do.
One of the first projects ever. This is no one ever heard this, so
Okay.
this is new.
So complete news.
This is news. Actually, one of the first ever softwares that I ever built. I think I was 14 at that time or
Oh, fuck.
15.
Okay.
I used C# with a library to make an application to open stuff in my computer with my voice. So get this.
Oh my god.
I did like commands for opening Facebook. So I will say to the computer, open Facebook, and the computer will open Chrome and Facebook.com and
And
etc.
log you in and
And all of stuff, and you can
God.
type things.
14.
14. It wasn't that hard. I mean, I use a library.
But the
It is-
library got
it is wow. You can say, yeah, 14. You made that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I also watched a video
No,
tutorial
no,
how to do
of
it.
course, of course, of course.
I have to say that.
No, but it's
I'm not,
okay.
I'm
you
no
were
genius at
14.
all.
No, you are.
I'm not. And one of the things that I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to.
Go ahead.
If I can't,
It's fine.
You just
We'll censor
ban
it.
me from
Yeah.
the universe.
Ban you
Uh,
from Discord.
I was 14. Remember that I created also a command to open porn. So
course.
I say like open porn.
Open porn.
And I was alone in in my bedroom. I said open porn out loud.
Porn.
And my parents were like, "What the fuck is going on?" I was so excited for that code, and I went straight to my dad. Look what I did. And my father was he was funny.
Imagine being with
was
your
laugh. Yeah.
mom alone at your
No,
no wait let me you were at your room with your mom, and then suddenly she says like, hey Bodo, do not open porn. And then suddenly,
Images of a
oh god, that is
You
amazing.
get a signal. I don't know if that's
Okay,
that's wrong.
dude,
That's right.
Tommy, we have something on the screen, on my screen. I think it's because we are inside the call. And yeah, basically it's okay. Thank you, my man. We're good.
We're good.
We're good. Okay, so commands for opening porn when you were 14.
That's one of the first ever codes that I ever did in my
amazing.
life, and that led to me having access to jobs,
Yeah.
to grow a career
Yeah, dude.
based on an app to open
porn.
That
From 14 to 18 until you decided to actually study and become a programmer and start working.
Sure.
Those 4 years of your life are actually also 4 years really important in a human's life when it comes to deciding what you want to do, to start developing some passions. So there's definitely a passion behind this whole coding and becoming a programmer.
Sure.
And for sure it wasn't acting. It's definitely programming.
No, it's not.
So your first job was on this medical side. You're 22 now, so that was 4 years ago.
4.7 years.
Okay. For how long have you been working here at Collider Craftworks?
I've been working here for, I think, 1 year and a half.
Okay, 1 year and a half. So on those other 3 years, what was programmers Boro's life? Like, what did you do?
Well, I always knew that I wanted to work on the film industry.
Okay, film industry.
Right, because...
What's your favorite genre?
How do you say, like, true crime documentaries?
Oh, true crime. Okay,
or
true crime.
What is it, the genre for like Seven or that kind of movies? Or
What? Adult film. You were working on the adult film industry. Since you like porn?
Yeah, now I'm yeah.
You're shy, right? Now?
Yeah, let's
change the subject.
Change the subject.
Okay. So
that was like...
So you like true crime, you like
but I don't know,
those kind of movies.
I forgot the genre for...
Decímelo en español, a ver si...
Also in Spanish, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
But
it will come, no problem.
Doesn't matter. I always knew that I wanted to work in the film industry, programming. When I was a teenager, I didn't knew what that mean.
Yeah.
After working 11 months...
What does that mean, actually? I would love to know.
Yeah, actually, after working like 11 months on this medical software company, I entered in a VFX company to work as a developer.
Okay.
And I discovered what a pipeline was, for example.
Okay.
So I discovered what you can do with code. And it's a very big subject, code and film. Then I discovered the topic was bigger because pipelines were meant for more than films, animation, 3D art, and what I like to do now is working for the art industry. That's what I like to do more than
you
film.
ended up realizing that you wanted to work on the art industry. Of course, we are an art studio, so makes sense.
I feel comfortable working in art.
Okay.
And programming, of course.
Do you ever thought about, for example, becoming a technical artist? Something that could combine some kind of art expression with that code?
I'm always thinking about creative coding, for example, and so on, like do art with code.
Okay.
I entered Collider as a technical artist.
Oh, okay.
And the path that I follow ended up being what I am today, which is a Python software developer.
Okay, Python.
Because I'm not a 3D artist. But I did have this exploration in my childhood. What I said before, when I was 12 is very, very important because I grew up in a computer exploring stuff, exploring 3D software programs.
Okay.
For example, I remember exploring 3ds Max.
Yeah, 3ds, 3D Studio Max.
Yeah, sure, that.
that program.
That program, I don't know. Yeah, sure, whatever she says. So I explored that. Yeah, sure. And then when I was I think 10 or 11, I started doing like VFX videos, like spells, or
Okay.
like I did
So
some
like,
particle effects stuff in After Effects.
After Effects,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Okay.
I was 10 years,
Fuck.
10 years old. Then I discovered this company, Video Copilot. They have a bunch of tutorials for VFX, and I like to play with that in After Effects, of course. So I always had that exploration with art and tech, and I still do it right now. I from time to time I code in a language that it's called processing, or JavaScript for visuals.
Okay.
And I have a projector in my house, and sometimes I like to do I do some mappings on my house.
Oh, okay.
Just for
But
fun.
you program the mappings or you just do the visuals?
Both.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm learning. I've been learning a program to do that. It's not meant to code in that program, but you can do like maps and whatever. I haven't been doing that for a long time, but it's a thing that I find pleasure doing.
Oh, okay. But what I can see from your story definitely is that there is an exploration in different, not only like fields, also paths and structures and languages of coding, of course, and programs that actually, if you think about it, it makes sense for you to be what you are today here, like a pipeline software developer. So I really want to know, what is that? What do you do on a daily basis? We know you from coding a lot of the bots from Discord, but you also tell us that you do this visual coding, you find pleasure in coding. So thinking about all these paths, these pipelines, actually, I don't know, it makes sense. So tell me, like, what is it that you do here? How do you combine all these tastes that you have in what you do?
Well, as you said, I've been coding Discord bots for a long time now. Since we opened the Discord.
The Discord, yeah.
We started working on security.
All the bots you see, this guy.
If you don't know what the dungeon is, stay that way. Stay that way, because I code it.
I know what the dungeon is.
You know what?
And we have
because
a funny
I sent
story
you like
about...
I accident. Let's explain. Wait.
Nah.
Let's explain what the dungeon is first.
Okay. Go
Let's
ahead.
explain
Go
what
ahead.
the
Go
dungeon
ahead.
is first. So the dungeon is a bot. It's a cell. Actually, if you misbehave on the Discord server, what we can do to give you a second chance is sending you to the dungeon.
The Bob's dungeon.
And what it does is a bot that removes all of your roles. It saves it, and assigns you a dungeon role. So you are only able to see the dungeon yard, the prisoner's yard, and talk with other prisoners. And you have a cell that you talk with a
Okay.
a moderator, and or Chris or whoever, or you, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, you know, because I accidentally sent Joaquín to the dungeon.
Let me doubt about
Like
that
a week.
accidental part.
But it talks more about you than me, because you realize that 1 week later.
Dude, I was like, why can't I see all the channels? What the fuck is going on? I remember that at that time, I was preparing the first TCP, the pre-season. So with Tommy here, we almost like got super into that. We were designing the whole thing. We were from meeting to meeting. So yeah, you're right. I realized that 1 week later. It's my fault. But I realized that 1 week later because I was... I know. I love it too. And it's something that I was so off Discord that, I don't know, I just realized that something happened with the Discord, but I was so into the design of the battle pass that I was like, okay, so this is just not working. At some point, I remembered that when we started to publish all the things about the TCP, I was like, I can't see that channel. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And then suddenly I receive a message in Slack from Bodo here saying, dude, I'm sorry. I accidentally sent you to the dungeon. I was like, fuck. And yeah, it's a funny story because it's mostly funny because I realized 1 week later. And I was so hard at work that I couldn't even like check it out. But yeah, you made the Bob's dungeon. You made the Cypherbot.
Yeah, the Cypherbot it's just about that. uh, has a bunch of different other functionalities
Yeah.
surrounded. So Jesus is the
Jesus
other
of the
programmer,
Word, yeah.
not Jesus the Jesus, but Jesus, my partner,
Our Jesus.
our Jesus, created also work on bots and whatever. You mentioned TCP. Now I'm working on a system for the TCP administration.
Yep.
Uh,
Point system and everything. So
point,
things
yeah.
are gonna get easier on the next TCP, guys.
That's what code is about. Make things easier.
Easier, right?
Sure.
Make your
Yeah.
life easier. And that is something that you have for sure been doing your whole life.
That's the job of the software developer.
Okay. I like that. I like that way of thinking. And
We take the pressure and give you. We're like heroes.
you are definitely a hero.
No,
And
we're
I,
not.
I find I find myself kind of like off that idea if I think back of my programming days, specifically because I used to be a video game developer, not a software per se developer. I made a lot of tools for artists. For example, I kind of encouraged into the technical artist side. I didn't like it. I mostly program behaviors for game objects inside a game engine. So I don't know if I was making a lot of life easier. Probably the game designer's life easier for sure, because he was testing all the things that I did. But I like this idea because it's really, really what you do today here on the Discord and with all our lives. Like, you're for sure making our life easier with TCP. I don't feel like I did that on a game, because I just work on a kind of a race between deadlines to just finish the product that we were developing. So it's funny to actually see the different sides of the code and of the programming learning. But I don't know, maybe my producer was super happy that I was doing those stuff, so his life was easier because he could tell the clients, hey, your money is in good hands.
Also, there in programming there are like pop strings.
Okay.
Like upper strings, you don't see them, but they make the stuff work. They
Yeah.
make the puppet move.
Yeah.
So maybe you are doing code that is not visible for artists or visible for mods or for the clients, for the users. They don't see that, but it's there and it's helping you. Maybe another programmer, maybe programming is it's not only about making the user's life easier, but also my life easier, my partner life easier. So that's part of the job, and that's part of the path of learning how to code. That's one of the first things that you learn in the software industry, that you have to program and then maybe take that and change it and to make things better for the future. Maybe
Totally.
those are things that maybe people doesn't see it, but when you want to escalate the code, it's there and it's helping you for sure.
And
That's part of the job.
and everything that comes from the first part of the code, that is actually not coding, but to arranging everything so you can know where to start, how the code's gonna work. This kind of, I think it's called UML, when you like,
UML is like a language for code, for designing
designing code.
classes and how you want to extract the things from the real world to a code,
To the code.
something like that.
Okay, but
Very briefly.
it's where you start. Like, hey, I need to make this. Okay, how does this work? How can I don't know, maybe check out something that has been already done? If I'm learning or trying to do something new, for example, these bots that we are always requesting, how's your path on that? How do you start? For example, when I said, hey, Bodo, I need a bot for TCP points.
Well, the
How
bots
does the process start?
are designed by Digranaos.
Granados, okay.
He's the mind behind the bots and all that we do on the Discord.
Okay.
So he invented the dungeon. It was like, dude, that's amazing. Like,
I want to program that.
I want to program that. I like to program that. I'm still doing, because I have to still
Yeah, support it.
yeah. I think it starts with a brief. It's not that
Complex.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But you do not for me actually because I don't have to make that abstraction from the reality. But I love that from Chris that he has this ability to extract and rethink stuff in a way that I never see it ever in my life, and that is very amazing. And that's one of the reasons that I like working with him.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing how you, well, as probably you all from the other on the other side saw with the other Meet the Artist, there is something here on the studio on Collider Craftworks. The behind the scenes includes people like Bodo, includes people like Chris, includes people like Diego, like Camila, where they are all learning. They all bring their own experiences here to actually make the best out of it. And how you guys work together, how the art team, the texture team, the modeling, the leads, the developers, the communication team, we all are always like trying to get into groups and I don't know, making the best that we can, helping each other, each one of us with our own experiences. I don't know, like I'm sure that your past, sorry, as an actor, probably it relates to how
Dark
you
past.
yeah, past.
He has a dark past.
It really, like, I don't know, becomes a thing when it comes to interacting with people, interacting with teams. How all this relates to what you do here? What is it to be a pipeline software developer? What do you do on a daily basis? What's your favorite part of your job here in Collider Craftworks?
My favorite part of the day is the daily because I get to talk with
The
Chris,
daily
with
meeting.
the team, with
Okay.
Jesus, with Santi, which is the other programmer. That's my favorite part of the day, talking with them, share experiences. I don't know. I think I don't know how to explain it actually.
Okay.
But there is a feeling of, it's a feeling. It's like something you cannot describe.
Okay.
The relationship with the other guys, with the artists. I never work in a place like this. It's amazing. Like, we are friends.
Yeah.
We're friends, and then we are co-workers.
Exactly. First friends.
It's amazing. I don't know. It's
We
hard
invite
to
each other
describe.
to our birthdays. We go
Sure.
out in the weekends.
You,
we-
you didn't came to my. You want? You
no,
weren't
because I
working.
entered
Yeah.
later. I really want to go to your next birthday.
You want to talk about that later?
Okay.
Please let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. But yeah, that's actually true. I mean, we all have our days. We all have our stuff. Projects get.
But I get here on my bike, and I go and take my granola bowl, eat it, chat, then go to my workstation, and my day's already like fulfilled. Like, I'm here and I'm working on this, and I don't know how to describe it really because and it never happened to me ever in my high school, in another company, never.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And how, like, knowing all this, when you get to your workstation, how is that? Like, where do you start? What are you developing, for example, now? What is these pipelines that you develop?
Well, I'm start with
What is a
we're-
pipeline actually?
where's a pipeline? Well, a pipeline. That's a
I
good-
know, but
that's a
probably
good
they
question.
don't.
Pipeline. Imagine in every software. No, imagine a factory
Yeah.
that you're making boxes, for example, like cardboard boxes.
Yep.
So the pipeline is paper gets in, you press it, and then from the press, it goes to a machine that flips it, and from there to a machine that I don't know.
Yeah, it
assembles
becomes cardboard.
the
Then they.
board. Yeah, sure, and that's like the system for a factory to start with nothing, with paper, then a product
Okay.
that you sell, right?
Okay, final
So
product.
if you think about art, you have to think how you're going to work with. We are a team, so you have to work. You have to think how we are going to work as a team, how we're going to do it to overcome all of these processes. So you have from a single like a ball in ZBrush, then you suddenly you get like a character for
Yeah.
games. So that's a big time that you have
Yeah,
to
it's a
spend.
process.
It's a process. You have to model it, make it like I don't know, so another person gets it. It does the textures. Then another person renders it. So there's like a process there, and a pipeline is the abstraction of that process. You can talk about pipeline without talking about software for
Okay.
sure. Because that's what you do. I'm going to send this to textures. Texture is going to send it to the render farm, and it's going to get rendered. Blah blah blah. That's a pipeline. Then, to make that easier, to make that process, maybe even make it a standard for so the artists make art more like in the same way. So you start making tools that help you do stuff. So every step and every character that an artist has the same process. So like copying something.
Yeah.
For example, I don't know. So you have to make tools that allow the artists to get their jobs easier. For example, maybe that's a big concept. Like you can make tools for a program, for example, or Maya or whatever, ZBrush or whatever. And also, in the past I did in the VFX company that I worked that I discovered the pipeline universe. I work on a system for moving files from one location to another,
Okay.
because in cinema files are very large,
Super large. Yeah.
and so you need a peer-to-peer, a reliable peer-to-peer system that can handle that is going to make your job easier as an artist. Download stuff fast, and of course you are not going to use illegal stuff like torrent.
Yeah.
That's not allowed. So what we did is a system that was able to handle that from point A to point B, wherever you were. Maybe you worked from Canada and you wanted to, I don't know,
Yeah.
access to
Upload.
stuff. You were able to do it peer to peer, and that was one of the first tools that I worked on. As was a big tool. So that's pipeline too, like
Okay.
the real physical moving of files from one point to
Yeah. It's a process of doing something, and you actually software develop that. Like you
Right.
you work on the, even if it's a tool, even if it's an idea, even if it's like whatever. That's a pipeline, and you do it.
Yeah, and the pipeline is like the brains of the operation
Of course,
of.
it will be like a manual, like a step-by-step manual.
Yeah,
of-
you have a manual. Sure, you have a wiki. You have documentation.
Okay.
There are manuals for artists, for example, to use our tools. In the other hand, it's not just a manual. It's literally like a shelf where you have buttons in your program, and you select. It's like plugins. We make plugins too.
Okay.
That's part of the job, doing plugins to handle that standardization that an art project needs.
Yeah. I
Get-
understand. There are some certain limitations on what programs can give to the artist.
We
or-
make stuff that is similar in different teams. you
Okay.
know? Get?
Yeah. I understand, and I hope you all do on the other
I hope
side.
you do. It's kind of complex.
No, but you made it super easier to understand.
Thank you.
And yeah, I understand that. Like, it's making people's lives easier. And as you said, probably at some point, be a hero. And realizing that people real that's actually the one from Thanos. He's not a hero. He's a genocide. And yeah, Thanos is basically that. But they fixed it, so let's go. Avengers assemble. What I meant is
I don't like Avengers.
you don't like Avengers?
Go on. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that broke
I'm
my
sorry
heart. But
to
that
disappoint
we can talk about that at your birthday when I go dressed up as Captain
Next year.
America or something next year. Okay, when is your birthday?
30th of March.
30th of March. Long way to go. Oh,
No one.
I'm gonna have to wait. Boro, tell me, what is your favorite thing that you have done so far here for the Cypher collection, for Collider Craftworks, and what is the not the worst thing, because that means that probably could be understood as being done bad. I mean the thing that you like the most to do and the thing that you like the less for the collection, for the Discord, for Collider Craftworks project. It could be now with
What I like.
as a pipeline software developer, or it could be when you were a technical artist. Like, I want to know.
What I like most is that I have this move. It's like a movement when you feel like you want to learn more.
Okay.
You want to do more, and because you feel part of a team and you want to give the best of yourself, and you want to maybe even educate yourself with other tools and give more on that side. For example, right now, the team that I work on, the pipeline developer team, we are learning web development. We are like moving towards web development. I already knew some stuff, but we are doing it. Like we like you asked me before. We sat down and and at 10 a.m. we watch 1 hour of a tutorial, and we have 2 months to learn some stuff and start working on that, for example. So I think I have this self perception of pushing myself harder, and I like that. I'm saying this very honestly. I never felt that way before. And what I hate more, what I hate, I don't know. Nothing. Because
It's not
no,
hate.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it's something that you like, that you don't like,
I like
as
less.
much.
Like I like less.
Yeah. No bosses around. You can talk. You can be completely honest.
That you serve like potato chips, and I don't need to eat that.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't
Maybe
know.
there's maybe
nothing
there's nothing.
that I like less. I actually, this is very true. Like you feel like you want to give yourself to a team. So yeah,
Okay.
I don't feel there's something that I like less.
That's great. And you're here with us today on this edition of Meet the Dev, not the artist, but you're kind of an artist, so it would be good to call you a dev artist. And it's really a special day, not only because you're here with us and talking with all the people on the other side, but because you got your driver's license today.
I got my driver's
Woo!
license today.
So what was that? Do you think that it's like with all these things that you were talking about, working here, about pushing yourself to the limit, that's actually some of the stuff that we do when we become adults. Do you think this is another step of becoming an adult? You're taking your driver's license. Tell us a little bit
Just
about
saying
the
that
experience.
I'm very, very young.
I'm saying you're young. I am young too. Tommy's young too. So, but for example,
Yeah.
I'm 27 and I don't have my driver's license. I even have a car, but I don't have it because I'm not gonna use it. So I haven't like decided to take the time to do the tests and everything. But you did. So
Thank you.
what was that about? You got super nervous. Like, tell us. Let's chill a little bit.
I was Yeah, I was very nervous.
Okay. You did
I've been learning with my mom for like 2 or 3 months.
How's your parking? That's hard as fuck, right?
Excellent. You have three. You have to do, you have tops, three
moves, right?
Three movements to do it. Like it's like back, and then a little forward, and maybe
You adjust it.
No,
Yeah.
and I did it in 2. My first ride.
Oh God. You're a genius,
My
man.
mom, my mom is a very good driver, and
Oh,
she
okay.
taught me well. And
Can I learn with
was-
your mom, please?
yeah,
Because
sure.
I'm learning with my dad, and he's the worst. I love you, Dad, but you're the worst
it's
teacher
very
ever.
pricey, my mom.
What?
It's
It's
As a
oh,
cost, yeah.
oh, okay, okay. Give me the
no,
rate.
she can adopt you. She's going to adopt you.
I'm
She likes to
fucking
adopt
too.
my friends. Yeah, she's going to adopt you. But well, so I was nervous. The car shut down in the beginning.
No, because of the embrague.
No, because I entered the field. I don't know, the exam field, and it shut off.
No, fuck me.
Dead.
What's the problem of
So
the car?
I did it, and I moved, and I did
You watched the
everything
instructor
very well.
like,
I was very nervous.
"Oops."
I was very nervous. I have my stomach in my mouth. That nervous. So what I do when I'm nervous, I talk. Maybe I need to talk like alone, maybe.
Okay.
And I didn't have my cell phone with me. I gave it to my mom because I didn't want to be near that shit. But it was funny that I was talking alone, like narrating what I was seeing.
What you were doing? Yeah.
And what I did was I have my Apple Watch and I press record. So I have
You recorded the whole conversation? With yourself?
with myself.
I want to hear that.
You don't.
It's like going forward, putting
seeing
first engine. It was manual or automatic?
manual.
Oh, manual.
Stick.
Okay. For all you out there, we still drive manual here in Argentina, but we are
Some-
transitioning to automatic, hopefully.
I like manual.
I like manual
I like
too.
stick.
It feels pro. It's like
Yeah, I like-
first engine and pressing the, I don't know how to call embrague in English. What's the name? But it's the other pedal that you need to press
brake.
to put the other engine and
don't
then like push it back. But clutch, okay, the clutch.
Thank
oh,
you,
like the
Google Translate.
one in Valorant when you do a clutch, got something to do with that?
Sure.
oh, tell me-
Let's say it.
Let's say it does.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
so
Why
the
not?
clutch. So you got it. So you
got it.
passed the test.
I passed the test.
And now, what's Boro gonna do with the new
Let's go.
license? Are we gonna go on the weekend to some
Right
place?
now.
Okay,
No.
Britney Spears or Gaga, all the
100 volume 100
100 of volume and shouting.
and go.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
No, I need a car first.
Okay, get a car. Not
that's-
easy to do that in
I
Argentina.
had two goals for this year.
Okay, 2 goals for
Last
this
year I was moving by myself.
Okay.
I did that.
You
I-
did. You did.
I
With your
wanted
cats,
it. With my cats,
Rebecca and
Rebecca and Sarah.
oh,
Two lovely
Rebecca. And
my children.
your children, your own children.
This year I wanted to get the license,
Driver's license.
the driver's license, and get a car. So that's on the second. I think I thought it was like July or June, but it's like September already.
It's
So we have
month
like
9.
what, 3 months.
3 months left.
Wow, I need to get a car 3 months from
In
now.
3 months. Okay.
Wow.
You probably need to rob a bank or start working a second job.
Don't give me ideas.
Okay. So you got your driver's license. You
I did.
move yourself. You're working here. You're 22 years old, and one could say that your life it's in kind of a balance right now.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's bad.
Do you feel it's
I'm
balanced?
doing what I wanted to do. I'm doing what I feel I need to do. Yeah, sure. Moving by myself, having this driver. I think it's very balanced right now. Yeah, sure. Why not? I feel like I'm more mature, more. I'm growing up. I'm learning a bunch of stuff. I'm more senior maybe mentally too. Yeah.
Do you think
I feel good about it.
that's
Yeah, sure.
that's amazing, and we can see that? Do you feel like becoming a senior not only on your
I'm
field
not a
of
senior right
expert-
now, but I'm on the way.
Oh
there.
no,
I'm on the
it's-
way. I'm on the way.
I know. But my question was more like oriented to Do you feel like becoming a senior on your field of expertise, it's more than just knowing more, and it's a mindset? Do you feel like there's a change in your mind that you need to do to become someone more expert in your field?
But that's part of every person like growing up system. But maybe or not, maybe not, because well, actually I started working in an 8-hour job when I was 18, so very young, and I wasn't like very mature. I did like I misbehave a lot in the office. I talk very loud. I don't know. I misbehave very much.
So you were a kid, an
Yeah, but
18-year-old
like
kid.
without having in mind that I was in an office. Like I needed to. I just got out of the high school. Imagine that, like having the mindset of high school and then going to work.
You were like,
I was in a high
friends,
schooler.
alcohol, fun, and then
Sure.
suddenly it's like,
I
work.
had to wake up at 7 a.m.
Yeah, be at the office.
Working.
But you're doing that right here.
And then, yeah, but I'm
More mature
that happened 5 years
ago.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm growing. Yeah, I like to feel like grown up, cooking myself.
Oh, that's
being
good.
alone sometimes. I don't know. It's. But going back to your question, part of the growing up, seniority involves like being more involved with yourself. Yeah, balance your life more between work, learning, and free time, for example.
How hard is that? Like, at least for me, it's.
For example, I needed to have like until I didn't have any hobbies. I wasn't my life wasn't very balanced that way. I didn't feel very well. But when I started like making little projects like with creative coding, or now I like cooking, or now I like coffee. So I spend a lot of free time reading or drinking coffee, getting a coffee with a friend. I don't know. That's also a part of seniority. Yeah, sure. Growing up, being more mature, it's part of the process. Sure.
That is amazing. What a great way to close this interview. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, really.
Love you.
It was super interesting. We have Joaquín Borovich here, our pipeline software developer, Teddy's ex-voice. But
Who's Teddy?
I have a feel that
Joaquín?
maybe you can come back. I don't know. I'm learning the ropes.
That. I don't know.
Fuck you. And well, I have actually one question from the chat here that it's really good, and it's directly into the programming side.
It's not about the porn stuff.
No, not about the porn stuff.
Sure.
He is from the Jackal, one of our more active members of our community, that he's saying, what do you think about getting my kids into Scratch or Scratch Junior? How close is that to real coding? My 7-year-old loves it. He has made a bunch of cool games.
7 years old?
7 years old.
That's more. Do it. I mean, if your kids
Encourage
like
him.
it, sure. Actually, well, my childhood was very. My dad, my mom, and my dad allowed me to have these spaces for creative processes. Maybe not even in coding, just. But I remember I went to a workshop for kids to make inventions. So
Okay.
one of my first projects there, I think I was like 8 or 9, and I wanted to make a robot. So I did a robot with motors. So, but I had like a creative process, and my family, my parents were able to allow me this kind of stuff. Creativity is a big part of my family too. We have a big shelf of books in my house, so in my parents' house. So I was able to read whatever I wanted. I was able to spend and explore stuff in the computer. So if you want to get your kids, or your kids want to get into Scratch, very sad. Sure, do it.
Encourage them, yeah.
Encourage them.
That's
sure.
for you, Jaco.
Do
That's
it.
for you. We have one of our best developers, best programmers here, and probably in the whole Argentinian country.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but I will
It's
say
too
it.
much.
Telling
But
you
it's true.
to encourage your kids like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you guys, everyone. Thank you, sorry, everyone for joining. I'm super tired, but I couldn't be more happy to have here Joaquín Borovich with me, software pipeline developer. Thank you for joining us on a new Meet the Team. Actually, we should call this section Meet the Team because we have artists, we have developers. We will bring producers, even if they don't want to this couch to tell us what you do so you can get to know the team. And also remember that for being here, you will earn some juicy TCP points. Thank you for joining and see you next week.